Blue Archive players have done it again. They have shown yet again that they are probably the most powerful community I've ever seen in gacha games. Most of these other communities, they complain and nothing happens. They just get mad. But Blue Archive, every time these guys get upset, something happens, they get exactly what they want. So what happened today, and this is pretty funny because I actually saw it live happen, is Blue Archive put out a tweet saying, hey, you can get some Twitch drops, and we have these streamers that are going to be playing our game and advertising it, right? It's a sponsorship. And players were a little bit less than happy. All of the comments were pretty much just ragging on the four of them and saying like, these are terrible picks. Why don't you get people who actually enjoy our game? Or these people are pretty much just like posers and they're not like us. Pretty much all the comments were saying like, we don't want them. And within 2 hours, this happened. It's gone. They deleted the tweet so fast within 2 hours, and then they put this up. Hello Sensei, this is Blue Archive. All of the players are called senseis, right? We sincerely apologize for any confusion and concern caused by the Blue Archive influencer campaign. We take the valuable feedback you've shared with us very seriously. After internal review and discussion, we have decided to not proceed with this influencer campaign. Moving forward, we'll strive to communicate in ways that better align with the direction of Blue Archive and the expectations of Sensei. We'd like to sincerely thank all the Sensei who continue to support Blue Archive and share their valuable feedback with us. We'll do our utmost to deliver a better experience and continue improving Blue Archive. Now keep in mind, this game is Korean and run by Nexon, and a lot of people are normally saying like, oh, we're second-class citizens and all that stuff. They're treating global worse. So people were unhappy about the original thing. But if you look at all these comments, they're all pretty much very happy and excited, and they're like, yeah, you listened to us. Thank you. W devs. So in reality, it actually kind of ended up being a giant win for them. And here's the thing. This is not the first time the Blue Archive fans have changed things. There was a previous time where they were going to have a VTuber collaboration, and players got so mad that within 1 day, the whole collaboration was pulled. But even more insane, the Korean rating board was completely taken down by Blue Archive players because they rated the game as I think like 18 plus or 16 plus, which was going to hurt the advertisement of the game and put it to a higher age rating. And the players got so mad that they basically mass reported the Korean rating board, which was then investigated by the government. And it turned out they were embezzling an insane amount of money. So they took down this entire government office previously. And so, I mean, they have unlimited power. At this point, the company is just bowing down to them, which realistically, if you think about it, every single game company should sort of be bowing down to the players and listening to them because, I mean, they're the ones who give them the money. Players aren't always right about everything, but the players are the ones who basically control where the money's going, right? So the Blue Archive fans won again. As for these 4 streamers, I have literally nothing against them at all. I would take a Blue Archive sponsor. I think most people would take a Blue Archive sponsor, right? I think it's totally fair that they get this sponsorship, and I've seen lots of people get them in the past, but I've never really seen an announcement like this, and I think this is kind of what pissed off some of the community. Also, as for the choices, I think a lot of people were specifically upset about Sea-Dog, and I think it's because he doesn't really like lollyish or more childish type characters, and let's be honest, a lot of characters in Blue Archive are like that, so that's not really surprising. I'm not really into those kinds of characters either, but at the same time, I mean, there's some characters in Blue Archive that don't really look like that, but they make all the characters' ages a little bit below 18. You'll have like this character with the craziest body of all time, and you're like, holy crap, and then they're like, yeah, they're 5. And you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Right, so that's kind of how they run their game. So a lot of people were especially mad about him because he doesn't really like those kinds of characters, and he's spoken out against them a lot, and also he's super into MILF characters, which by the way is pretty based. But regardless, I think because there was a big announcement like this, that's what pissed off the players. Now, a lot of them are saying like, why don't you just get people who really love Blue Archive, and why aren't you getting people that already make content on the game? Well, I mean, the whole point of a sponsorship is to get new people into playing the game. But this isn't the first time. Blue Archive players are traditionally pretty gatekeepy, apparently. They don't really like to keep people that aren't really into that kind of game. They don't want them to play the game. They want to just get them all out. So they're essentially trying to gatekeep normal people by saying we don't want these streamers because their audiences might contain many people that aren't as interested. They just want to get them away from it, essentially. So whether you consider that good or bad, that's essentially what they're doing. Overall, I think Blue Archive probably made an insanely pro marketing move in total, because tons of people are talking about this. I'm talking about it right now. You see it all over social media as well. It's literally just 2 hours of put a tweet up, piss people off, take it down, bam. And they probably don't even have to pay these streamers either. A lot of the time when content creators get these kinds of offers for sponsorships, they can just get pulled, and usually they don't get any of the money. They didn't have to pay anybody. They took like the tiniest amount of like social hit overall, but then they get an insane amount of advertisement. And there might be some people that are trying the game because of that. And also the community seems to love them because they made that decision. Like, look how excited everybody is. Like, thank you for listening to us. Like, no way, we're so back they listened. I don't know, like, please get Blue Archive players to showcase the game. Now, there are probably some content creators out there that really love Blue Archive that just don't really stream it, that you could get for this kind of campaign, I'm sure. But at the same time, they might already have audiences that like Blue Archive, so it might just kind of be like a total waste of money to give them that kind of exposure, right? Instead, it might just be way better to get someone that knows nothing about Blue Archive, but maybe would potentially enjoy it. So I think the biggest issue people had is just that it's almost a more normie kind of audience and people that wouldn't really love the game and get into it. And so because of that, they were really upset. Now, I would say when you compare this to most other gacha games, it's kind of incredible because I still remember things about people being mad about Natlan and Genshin, and they were saying, let's boycott it. Nothing happened, right? People get mad about like pull systems in games. Nothing happens, right? The Blue Archive players get mad for 2 hours. Bam, shut down everything. We're sorry, guys. We really messed this up. We're canceling the whole sponsorship, which has a bunch of money behind it. Like, just goes nuclear. Immediately shut down everything. It goes to show that the fans really hold the reins of everything. And this is how it really should be. I think this almost teaches an important lesson to potentially a lot of people that if the communities really do come together, and maybe you don't agree with them doing this, but if they come together over all sorts of issues that these games have, well, then maybe they can actually make meaningful changes. The players are always the ones with all the power. And no matter how much people like to say like, oh, I love this company and stuff for all these gachas, well, I mean, they're kind of financially abusing most players. They're making tens of hundreds of millions of dollars for so little work compared to so many of these other games. So the players, they're the ones giving the money. They always get to choose if that company gets to eat or not, right? Like, if you're not giving them money, they shut down. They have to cater to what the fans want. And so many of these gacha communities I see, they don't seem to realize how much power they actually have. And when they come together, they can decide anything. So even if you disagree with them canceling an influencer campaign like this, just in general, keep it in the back of your mind that if these companies do really crappy things that you don't like, you can change it if the people come together. There was also a case in the game Epic 7 where they were going to implement a bunch of stuff people really didn't like dupes were going to be more useful for characters, so you have to pull multiple copies of them. The players revolted so hard that the director had to make like this whole video apologizing and and saying like, we're so sorry, we're canceling all of this. And it was months of work for them to implement all these different features and stuff and that dupe system thing. It was all immediately canceled pretty much within a few days. Now, that's also a Korean game, you may notice. It seems to be very common that Korea seems to capitulate more to the fans when the fans get really pissed. I don't know if it happens with these other ones, but anyways, I just think this was a really interesting situation that occurred. It's kind of crazy that just within a couple hours, and these are some big name streamers as well, just immediately you're fired pretty much. I mean, if I was them, I'd be a little bit pissed that I lost out on the money, to be honest, but oh well, I mean, that sucks. Anyways, thanks a bunch for watching. Hope to see you next time.